This information may come as a surprise to some cannabis business owners, but the same strong control environments used by public companies are incredibly advantageous for private cannabis companies to adopt as well. Private cannabis businesses have the unique advantage of being able to observe and study public companies in the industry. This gives them the ability to learn from their peers on what works, what doesn't, and how to introduce public controls into a private organization. Implementing public controls into your privately held business can provide greater accountability, organization, and standardized processes, while lowering the risk of fraud and errors. So today, we're going to be discussing 5 major reasons why private companies can benefit from using public controls, which include optimizing value for M&A deals, protecting your company in rapid growth phases and scenarios, building rapport with investors and banks, maintaining practices in peer-focused industries, and preparing your company for a future IPO. The information contained in this presentation is meant for guidance purposes only, and not as professional legal or tax advice. Further, it does not give personalized legal, tax, investment, or any business advice in general. If you think that your company could have the potential of being sold in an M&A deal, improved financial reports are key to giving your future buyers an added security blanket and comfort in acquiring your business. Standardized financial reporting gives potential buyers the confidence they need in knowing that your company is financially healthy and stable. In addition, if the company that wants to acquire your business already has an exit strategy in place that involves an IPO, they will require strong internal controls and SOX compliance down the road. Starting to implement compliance controls now and gradually rolling out compliance changes in phases will better prepare your company for going public in the future. Conversely, procrastination in adopting public controls and SOX compliance can lead to critical errors and mistakes down the road. Imagine this scenario. After 1 to 2 years of immense growth, your company has just gone public. You have been relying on your own financial reporting methods and internal controls which are not up to code or in compliance with the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Simultaneously, you are now navigating the waters of running a publicly owned company while scrambling to make your controls and financial reporting SOX compliant. So take this advice and start while you're ahead. We recommend that you make the move to SOX compliance a full 18 to 24 months before going public. For small businesses or ones that are set in their process, it can be difficult to make the transition to SOX compliance. But think about how much more difficult it would be if you're rushing the transition before, during, or after going public. Many private companies that experience rapid growth are at an increased risk of fraud and errors. As financial growth accelerates, so does complexity. When your business is growing quickly, full attention and adherence to your standard operating procedures, processes, protocols, and reporting becomes unmanageable or impossible. Before you know, business growth, which is a great problem to have, outpaces and overshadows the bandwidth and skill set of in-house support staff. With that, your team is more likely to make tax and accounting errors and financial reporting flaws, which can put your business at a much higher risk of getting audited. So what can you do to better prevent this? We'll start introducing and integrating standardized processes into your organization. Create an environment with strong financial and operational controls that will help you and your staff detect issues and prevent future problems from occurring. Public shareholders need access to accurate, validated financial statements, but they aren't the only ones who benefit from them. Carefully documented financial records and shared financial information build confidence, security, and assurance with private investors, insurance providers, and vendors. All of this can have a substantial impact on the cost of borrowing for the business. Maintaining detailed, transparent financial records can lower the risk profile of your cannabis company, clearing the path to more favorable interest rates, fees, and other related costs. The cannabis industry already faces substantially higher levels of security, controls, and standards than more mainstream industries, namely the regulations involving cannabis taxes and financial documentation. As an early-stage, peer-focused industry, there's also a growing pressure and expectation for cannabis businesses to keep up with the leading practices of their peers in the industry. With that said, it's wise to keep a close eye on the triumphs, failures, wins, losses, and processes of their peers and industry leaders. Private cannabis companies have a distinct advantage of being able to study and pace with the practices and policies of their public counterparts. With the information on public companies you have access to, there's no need to reinvent the wheel or suffer from the same mistakes of the public trendsetters or leaders in the industry. So use the peer-based data you have available to you as an invaluable resource and a second-hand learning experience on what works and what doesn't. If your business is growing and your plan is to eventually take your private company public, an IPO is in your future. In that case, it's in the best interest of your organization to start integrating public controls and compliance standards into your operation as soon as possible. Starting to implement compliance controls now and rolling these changes out in phases will help you gradually weave them into your company culture while preparing you for taking your company public. Adopting public controls while keeping your cannabis business compliant with industry regulations, laws, standards, taxes, and financial reporting is complex. As the industry grows, more CPA firms are opening their doors to cannabis companies, but this doesn't mean they have the institutional knowledge or level of expertise they need to deliver real value. A company like ours, GreenGrowth CPAs, is 100% focused on the cannabis industry. Our tax and finance experts know the ins and outs of every legal cannabis market. That insight is what our business is built on and is proven invaluable for the compliance, growth, and success of cannabis businesses of all kind. If you want to learn more about adopting strong public controls into your business operations or are ready to schedule a consultation, visit us at greengrowthcpas.com or call us today at 1-800-674-9050. Thank you so much for your time. We hope this information has been helpful. If you have any questions or want more information, please leave us a comment below. And be sure to like this video and give us a follow to learn more about the cannabis industry.